Live.
Look at Vince's new house.
Patreon patrons. Crib's coming together. It's not all the way there yet, but we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're trying. Elvis, what's going on, man? You alright? You alright, little homie? What you want to do?
You want to do it?
You want to come up on the couch?
Elvis.
Get on this fucking live
Come on
stream or what? It's not a live stream, but it's fine. It's
Kids-
YouTube something.
Kids will go nuts for it.
Come on, man. No.
Give the kids a thrill.
No, Elvis, he's not booked.
It is now recording.
Like, I don't see any fucking cookies. I'm not booked.
Oh, hello there, Rob.
What's up?
Here's the show.
Here comes the show.
Are you cool with this tag still being on the couch, man?
Yeah, we were trying to decide for sure.
Here we go.
Hey,
Do you watch wrestling?
get your hands off my chain.
Big bag of
Get
change.
your hands off my chain. I carry that around in case I go to park.
We watch wrestling. Greetings, friends. Welcome to an all-new edition of the We Watch Wrestling podcast.
It's August,
Issue 309. I feel fine.
and we are just bounding towards 6 years in the business.
It's the go home to SummerSlam. Which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, and it's normally we would be doing our shows,
In New York or something.
yeah, like around it. You know, I hope my man Casey Corbin's not crying in his poutine that we're not up in Toronto, because that would have been cool, but it just didn't work out.
Did we ever get an answer from him? Oh, is SummerSlam in Toronto?
Yeah. Maddie, I'm begging you to watch the product.
I'm watching product. I'm watching product. Man, I flipped on Raw.
I spoke to Casey on the phone yesterday, and I forgot to ask him.
Son of a bitch. I flipped on Raw, and it was the Viking Raiders were doing their move, which I guess is called the Viking Experience. And it was like, did you watch Raw? They just wrestled Job Guys, right?
Yeah, they've been doing that for a couple weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks.
Trying to get these guys over.
The one old school wrestling way that they'll do it.
And I mean, it just felt like the people in the crowd were just sitting there like, because I was like, because I'm watching G1, I'm watching Harley race, I'm like,
Yeah.
I went into High Spots and was like, you know, because it takes, they wait about a year before they put up PWG shows.
Right.
So I was like, going in and I was like, just to see if it was there, because I couldn't remember when it happened last year. Neon Knights.
Okay.
You need to watch, if you haven't. I don't think that you have. You weren't at the show.
Okay.
Neon Knights is the one with, it's in February of 2018.
Okay.
This is the one with Matt Riddle versus Keith Lee. Bro. That's a 5-star match if I ever saw one. And Meltzer wasn't there, so he couldn't,
He was unable to discern.
because I've realized in watching the G1, if I have a rating system, I would only have 4 ratings.
Okay.
Actually, even just 3. Because if a match just happens, then a match just happens. I would have 3 rating systems. 1, you should watch this. 2, oh, you should definitely watch this. And then a 3 would be, you have to watch this.
We got to get a tape of this to Meltzer
Yeah.
in his jail cell.
Watch it. You definitely watch it. Must watch.
Bake it into a cake and get it into the yard.
That's the way I've been rating. And I didn't even realize I was rating them for the G1. I was just making a note to myself of like, oh, this one I like. Oh, this one I really like. Oh, this one is fucking
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Well, the way Rollins has been getting beat up by Brock, he should just do the Viking Raider job, man.
I'm gonna watch SummerSlam,
Sure.
I guess, but I mean, you know, it's like I love pro wrestling so much. I love it, and of course I'm always gonna support WWE. I'm always gonna watch SummerSlam. I'm always going to watch whatever. But I mean,
This year it's Summerfest, as far as I'm concerned.
it's Rollins and Lesnar. Okay. Again, I mean, it's so funny. Like, I was reading that they got a new Chronicle, I guess, on Rollins.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, like, the way I was reading it, I was like, I feel like, did I even write it down? I might have to go into the Observer to find it. But it was like, there would be a new Chronicle of Seth Rollins, and then I started laughing at myself, like, as though the rest of the sentence said, there will be a new Chronicle of Seth Rollins following his recent turmoil online, burying himself on Twitter and in interviews. Because, I mean, that's the story with Rollins lately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love...
Foot and mouth disease.
Well, to go off the track of the Chronicle, I watched a program on the network called The Day Of or something, which was basically like a 20-minute thing about Raw reunion. But what it in fact was 17 minutes of awkward conversations. Because they just walked around while Steve Austin runs into John Cena. Kelly runs into whoever, and they're just having these like, ha! Everyone's like laughing. It's uncomfortable, and Rob Van Dam. Now I know for sure why he didn't work, even though he was in his tights, because that motherfucker was biggity baked, dude. There's no question. There is no question. He's like taping his hands, and I'm like
together. He's like taping a bowl to his hands. He's like, I'm doing Edward Bong hands.
Instead of hiding the blade on his tape, he's got a fucking one hitter. Like,
he's got a dime bag.
Yeah, that was fucked up. But
God bless him.
It was I mean,
this must be what our man Keith Blomberg is shooting now, right?
probably, yeah.
He's running around.
Yeah, Blomberg.
The Blom.
Yeah, which means he probably won't be shooting Suburban Fight this Friday. But it's sold the fuck out in record time.
Suburban Fight?
Yeah, man. Of course, we got Game Change earlier in the evening on Friday, and then over to Suburban Fight just down the street.
Oh, they're not using the same venue.
I don't believe so. No, I think
I like that.
I think it's just down the street.
I like that. It feels more like we're going to two different shows.
Yeah, it'll be an evening. It'll be a long evening, and we will. Of course, I always get us as close as possible to the ring, even though I know there's a chance that we may have to move.
That's fine.
But we'll be there for it. So
what are the matchups? Do we know? Do you remember?
All I know is Tony Deppen and Masato Tanaka for the GCW show, which is all you need to know. And then of course Janela versus Jimmy Lloyd is on top at Suburban Fight, and I think that's the only match that's been announced for that. But now that they can do what they want, they're sold out. They can freaking should be an interesting evening at the matches.
Do we know what's happening at Suburban Fight? Did you say that?
Yeah, Janela.
Oh,
and
that's
Jimmy
true.
Lloyd. That's the main event at Suburban Fight. I'm sure Gage is going to be doing something over at GCW, something evil.
Maybe he's heading back up to Washington to finish the job. Make Alvarez's almost soon to be.
Here I am. I got to shake Nick Gage's hand.
He's having a second baby. Did you know that Alvarez is having another baby?
Congrats, man.
About to be an orphan. Nick Gage is going to go up there and finish the job.
Now I got to shake Gage's hand. I never thought that they would come where I'd have to seek him out and shake his hand for a job well done. The way
you got it.
Put it to Alvarez. Dude, the story in WWE that I am enjoying now is basically the Who shot JR, the Roman Reigns.
Roman thing?
Only because they, after Monday, it's like, now you got Samoa Joe there. Everyone's looking at him, even though the camera was there, and we saw that he was not the person driving the car. But when everyone showed up, it was like, oh, here's Samoa Joe again.
I didn't see all of it. What's the latest?
So
so a car hit the scaffolding?
No, everyone's pointing a finger at Samoa Joe, right? And he's in the ring. And
classic misdirection.
And he won't. He wasn't going to leave the ring until Roman came out and apologized. even though obviously Roman never said it was Samoa Joe, I don't believe. That's a scratch lounge. And so he finds out that Roman's in the lot. So he goes out to the lot, and Roman is either, I think he was getting out of his SUV or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then a car speeds up and hits the SUV, and so then by the time anybody gets there and Joe's calling for help, it's just Joe and Roman, right, left, and Roman's been hurt, seemingly. Or
How do we get Rikishi involved in this thing? You know what we'll do, and then the car that almost hit Roman, we bring a camera over, right? We see who's driving the car. It's Betty White.
My concern is that
She's just very old. She doesn't know how to drive.
they're headed toward a match,